Overwatch League, where we see some similar stuff, which is, you know, May Reaper, where you can sort of have a close to that similar point presence and beefiness and finish. And so EM just sort of fell apart there. So I think when you get into these more objective-oriented modes, where you don't have to worry as much about winning one fight and then owning chokes, that the 3-3 style for RunAway will definitely be much stronger.
And RunAway, you know, they're not going to let die gracefully. They are going to run 3-3 till the very end, or perhaps now that they've seen what EM is running, they're like, maybe not into Pharah. Actually, that's probably not a great idea. No, we can run a Pharah of our own. Exactly what we're going to see. But EM on the other side, in terms of changing of styles, Doha over onto the Doomfist. Not so much.
Yeah, Doha onto the Doom now means that they're trying to do a little bit more damage here onto the tanks. Try to set that up. Try to do a lot more of that displacement there.
Ooh, that was a nice rocket from Yaki downtown. Trying to sparkle, build back up right away. But Doha gets caught. Doha's Doomfist, instead of ambushing, is one getting ambushed instead. Resurrection going to come back out, so a chance to right the wrong that just occurred. Sparkle. A fairly quick barrage here, and I actually don't think RunAway has any idea the barrage is set up already. Hisu already down, and the table is being turned a little bit here by EM, but Takeaki just barely able to get out.
Takeaki able to reset there, but RunAway, they're in a good position. Ult-wise, they're going to be able to get reset, time to come back in and try to just finish the fight on the point.
Just now, it's been good poking from Sparkle. No need to use the barrage here just yet. Noah, though, ends up falling, and Hisu catches it. Magma for Primal, finishing things off, and RunAway, pretty clean point A.
Very clean point A for RunAway there, and they're also to hold on to their ults now for the next fight. They're going to have an EMP, they're going to have Barrage, they're going to be a good position here in terms of moving into the cart.
So right now, taking a look at the time, it is 4 minutes and 40 seconds for RunAway as they move to point B. They got through point A very quickly. And we'll see if EM can just do anything to stabilize here on point B, where, by the way, people have forgotten, when you're running DPS comp, stabilizing point B Nambani is a lot harder than when it's 3-3 versus 3-3.
No, it is. It is a lot harder here for both of them, and I think that's so important there to just stabilize those ults and get ready for the following fight.
RunAway just tearing through EM. And really, again, you look at the time, it's a little over 4 minutes left here. EM doesn't buy a whole lot on diving into the payload. The payload's going to keep on moving, and this is a dangerous snowball situation right now.
Very dangerous, because if this ult cycle continues for RunAway, they can just keep pushing it forward through second all the way to last. They need to be able to stabilize for EM.
So RunAway keeping up the pressure. EM going to have one final opportunity against Sparkle, swapping over to the Tracer. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. See RunAway right now on the payload. And EM, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for this final contest. Moving on forward, Takeaki leading the way, charging on over. Leaping on in. Sparkle, meanwhile, on the ground. Deep on the other side. RunAway, though, again, just easily deal with the dive. They take down 2 immediately, and this is going to be point B for RunAway.
Very fast point range for RunAway there. And most importantly for them is that they're continuing to build up towards another EMP. They've won this fight without having to use an EMP, with actually stopping Doha from being able to get his off. And now they're going to have EMP for last. They're getting close to another Valk as well. Do they want to continue to run this composition? Because I feel like now for last, it's definitely time to swap. Maybe go to a 3D Cinder setup, but it looks like they actually want to stay with it.
I mean, they have to hope that the EMP is going to give them a good fight and they can start snowballing back from there. The problem is RunAway has an EMP of their own. So that's not a magic bullet by any means. They're going to try to take the initiative. Doha drops the EMP and gets dropped in turn. Meanwhile, Hisu goes, all right, I'm going to counter EMP the other way. You're going to limit how impactful this is going to be. Yaki cleaning up and then some. RunAway keeping the payload moving. This is a speed run right now, Avast. You look at the time. It's 3 minutes, 55 seconds left to go, and they're one fight away from finishing off C.
Yeah, for right now, they just need one good fight there. They have the barrage. They're gonna have bomb as well. So EM, they have to stagger. They have to stagger on out here, get to the cart, and Yaki just gonna be looking to get an isolation on just the back line. Maybe even find the tanks and get them out of the mech very soon. I think that for now, EM, they just need to get value from these tank ults. This Diva Bomb's gonna be so important for Han, but he needs to be zoning Yaki as well.
EM going to do anything possible to try and delay here. Pulse Bomb out from Sparkle. So is the bomb, and the explosive opening works out pretty well for EM. Yaki and LEGDAY gone down immediately. And RunAway, they're just going to have to back out. So the full speed run, not quite going to happen.
getting exactly what they needed out of that fight. They come back out, they get a pick there from the Pulse. They have the bomb to zone the rest of RunAway now. It stops them from getting any further. They couldn't set up the barrage. Now RunAway gonna make some swaps of their own here. I don't think they stay on this Pharah. I think you could even go to the 3-3 if they wanted. Looks like they're gonna actually put Yaki now onto the Tracer. But I doubt this is what they're gonna stay with. Doesn't seem like they'll play. I think they're gonna go 3-3. That is exactly what they're doing. They are gonna move into a 3-3 setup.
So EM able to get some desperately needed stabilization here. RunAway swapping as a result. And if EM can get one good extra EMP fight here, that's gonna drain even more time off the clock. And oh no, Doa gets caught! Doa got caught
already!
Got caught with the EMP! That's a worst case scenario. It's Temple of Anubis all over again. RunAway moving forward off the opportunity. They know it's a golden one here. Takoyaki gonna fall. The staggers start coming on out. And once more, RunAway just ferociously punishing EM for losing an early pickoff.
And Doha, if he comes out there and drops the EMP, but sure, it catches 5 members, but the reality, but all RunAway are still on the point. They're very healthy. They're just cleaning up each of these frags, and they come towards them. Takoyaki, he drops that Primal, gets cleaned up very quickly. MCD is now. And EM, Doha going down early, getting isolated, getting caught means that they lose their biggest tool.
It's so interesting too because it's uncharacteristic for Doha. I feel almost shocked as I was looking at that play because that doesn't happen to Doha. I look at Doha and in my mind I just have a mental picture of perfect Sombra play. And I do think there's a mix of all worlds here where on one hand, maybe it wasn't the best play from Doha, but I think on the other, I think teams are hopefully by this point realized if you focus on Doha, if you take away Doha, if you try and do something to get him out of the fight early, it makes dealing with the rest of EM a lot easier, particularly when he's on Sombra.
When Yaki's on this Brigida, I think he's sort of a master so far in the series of just hunting Doha, though. We saw it on Anubis, we saw it right there. He is constantly just able to find him and either bash him or just isolate him to stop his value and also maybe get the early pickoff, removing the EMP from the field. Seems we've shifted very far. Seems we've shifted from the I'm Lucio and I'm going to be Lucio looking to contest the Sombra at times to rather I'm Brigida and I'm going to be perma hunting the Sombra because I will always win that 1v1 matchup, generally, especially if I'm able to find them in a very close quarters scenario.
And it's not a bad spot to be in. And you take a look at there, even the getting delayed a little bit on point C. It's a really quick time for RunAway. A minute 56 in the bank. Something that now means that Elman Mystic has to finish with time left remaining or they don't get another attack. So EM definitely under time pressure here, and we'll see what the answer is. And I have to say, I would like to see a Genji here. You think back to the past, Genji used to be the most dominant hero ever on the bot.
Well, Genji back out here again. Sparkle going to be on there. They're going to be looking just to set it up in terms of that Nano Blade. Ooh. But already Yaki finding 2 so early.
That's just deadly. That's just
finding
dirty.
3.
What we just saw from Yaki there. Just 3 rockets all on place. It's not flashy, but it's so effective. Just well aimed.
Despite that sleep from MCD, there was no one alive from Ult Mystic to even clean him up. Pharah just going to drift back here. And for EM, when they're dealing against this Pharah, it's all about minimizing the amount of poke they're going to take early, and they need to zone this high ground more effectively. They need to try to take this high ground or take the fight away where they can just get onto Gunamjin. But Takoyaki down again.
Yaki is landing some of the meatiest rockets I have ever seen, where normally there's a lot of glancing damage from Pharah. This isn't glancing. This is destruction. What we're seeing right now from Yaki, and we saw a little bit back on control, but they weren't able to put it together for the entire time. But Nambani has been so much better for Yaki here so far.
It's high impact, and sure, Ult Mystic, they've been building up towards their Nano, but they haven't been building up towards any of their actual fight-winning ults. They need EMP, they need Blade, they need those ults if they're actually going to finish this fight. They're not even close.
Has been looking much, much better for RunAway here so far. Sparkle only at 62%. That is a glacially slow Blade for Sparkle relative to his norm. Just look at that. Bag. Let's dive MCD. Yaki dropping the barrage over the top. And Diva a little bit slow in the reaction. Only blows up the mech in turn. And this has been the Yaki show so far. The side of Mag.
It really has, because there's not much that can deal with him. The Sombra, if it's not zoning him, constantly getting hacks, which Doa has not been able to find so far, means that Yaki is free. Yaki is completely free. Hanbin could eat those rockets, but he can't actually effectively contest it because he's afraid of Hisu as well, who's just as soon as that booster comes out, Hisu's going to look for the hack. Whatever's going to try to just get the focus fire when there's no Matrix out. However, they have their win conditions now for EM. Nano Blade, EMP. This is the fight they must win. Ganamjin is hacked, meaning there's no Nano defensively.
Also, Sparkle getting hit by the EMP. Can't do anything at the moment. Want to go with the Blade, but okay, you have Nano, you can't move. Not a time to go for Blade, and RunAway just continuing to hang on to the point and then some. The only really light at the end of the tunnel here for EM is that EM is stacked for the next fight.
Now they have a free fight. There's no EMP. There's no Nano to react. It's going to be 5 ults in the bank. Unique is also free to drop the beat since they know Hisu won't have EMP just yet.
QQ has to thread the needle here. You need the bomb of the gods is what you need.
QQ can look for a very strong defensive bomb. If Hisu can get the hack onto Sparkle's Blade too, to make sure that he can't actually dash, as already MCD getting isolated.
That's the worst possible outcome here from EM. EM, they're going to commit. They're going, okay, down on it, no problem. Drop EMP. Use beat. Blade in by Sparkle. Finish off QQ. But the bomb, decent enough space here for RunAway. Hag is able to get the health pack. Might end up getting Primal Rage, 98%.
He's gonna get it. They're not gonna be able to finish him. He gets another health pack because attacked. He's just playing his health pack that Hisu is hacked. He's gonna be the isolation now. You see that Takiyaki's in the back, gets Ganamjin off. But can they finish this fight on the point?
And the bigger part here, Mag ends up dying before being able to primal. RunAway though, still fighting tooth and nail. They drop the EMP, they move back in. Yaki, still a threat over the top, holding onto the barrage. You can't drop it just yet with Diva still around, but Diva turned the corner. This opens him up for the barrage. Waiting the other side, goes on forward, ends up fogged.
He won't use it there. Yeah, they're down too many players there. Still a very good first hold for RunAway. They played that expertly. Yaki was free, doing so much there on the far, and Hisu, his goal was just to constantly pressure the tanks, keep those packs alive so his tanks can dance around them, and that's what they did. And they just played counter dive. It was so tough for EM to get in there. And they're not going to swap. They're going to decide to stay. It looks like they want to stay on Sombra Genji because they're 70 to Blade. They're getting close to another Nano Blade. But RunAway made a full swap here into a Sombra so that they have a Brigitte now.
And I think this is a powerful swap for RunAway while you can still make it. EM, meanwhile, they use the Nano way before potentially getting Blade. They just invest in the Takoyaki. And I mean, it works out. A lot of space is created here. Sparkle able to clean up the scraps. Blade going to be up the next fight, so EM making some decent time here. But back on the same note, got to the back line, disrupted things a bit more, and RunAway, they're bleeding the clock here. And remember the win condition. They can just drain the time to 0. They can't lose the map, and they'll likely win it.
Now, there is no Nano Blade for this fall fight. Hisu so low, almost getting caught by the Shurikens, but is able to get that stagger would have been huge if they were able to keep it up. And they're going to have to commit both Nano and Blade in this fight for EM. Or rather, I should say EMP and Blade, because Ganamjin has EMP, or Nano. He has Nano, they have an defensive ult, Hisu getting close to the EMP. Very early EMP out for Doha.
Looking for anything to Blade, and finds Mag's electricity instead, ends up getting zapped off on the other end. RunAway just applying so much pressure to EM, and Sparkle Blades aren't doing it. EM running out of options.
That was too aggressive in EMP for me. They're so far away, all of EM had to use the majority of their cooldowns just to get to the bare edge to find those players that were caught by Doha. Now they're having to swap. Hisu's held onto this EMP as well. And we're getting close to a last, I mean, this really is last fight. By the time EM are fully reset, they get in position to take this fight. It is last fight now, and EMP bomb is out for RunAway. It's so tough here.
They could also just primal disrupt the set of the bomb, or why not do all at the same time?
Unique and MCD have to be so split. They need to be so split here. Unique needs to make sure we can get this beat off. MCD needs to be able to get these cooldowns and get Nano.
Sparkle got hit with the Bionade. The fall through was all over him. Couldn't be healed back up. RunAway just pile driving EM right now, and this is it. This is the hold here on point B. And despite the good start from Melvin Mystic, the last 2 maps here have not looked close.
EM, they just have to be able to get out of spawn at all. There's about 10 seconds on the clock for them to touch the cart, but they have to touch the cart through the EMP bomb. They have triples. RunAway has triple support ult here as well. It's all on EM's backline to actually just not get caught, because if they do not get caught by this, there is hope.
So it's super low. Built up EMP. Able to get away. Needs to be healed back up. Meanwhile, bomb or to the top catches Takoyaki out of the fight. EM gonna get caught by the EMP. RunAway, same in turn, but the EMP for RunAway so much better. That's gonna be.
I mean, Hisu hacks Doha out of his EMP actually. I mean, it's just like, or not. find that out, but it's just like completely negates it. It's so strong there for RunAway. Their hold, Unique drops the beat, but it was a little too little too late, and that's it. RunAway holding here on second. EM, I mean, our theory holds true, ZP. Our theory holds true. EM were just not as nearly as good at these objective-based game modes comparatively Control.
Definitely not, and the problem is they're gonna have to win at least one. And Escort, I mean, the more lenient if you're a team that does better Control. I mean, Escort a little bit scrappier, but again, not looking great for EM here. However, to the same note, RunAway needs to keep up the same pace and tempo that they're showing right now, because you don't want to live in the world where you go to map 5 and let EM back in, because it's a pretty dangerous world to be in, and one that EM's probably likely to win.
EM needing to find success here. So far, their strategies have not been working. RunAway just being very aggressive, utilizing that aggression to make sure that they're not getting the value, and EM just not able to capitalize off their ults or any of their advantages at all. They're getting consistently outplayed with these with the defensive play from RunAway, and then when RunAway sees their opening, they just charge on in.
So RunAway looking dominant after a shaky start. Will EM be able to bring things back in map 4? We're going to find out soon. It is 2-1 RunAway after 3 maps, and you might be thinking, oh, let's do one. It's been a close series, and it's been an interesting series, is what I'm going to say. EM looked really good on Control, but RunAway has just been speed running into the next 2 maps, and I think we're just seeing some limits to EM's play right now, where they thrive off chaos, but RunAway isn't giving it to them.
RunAway are masters of just owning space, and using aggression to their advantage. And EM so far have not been able to capitalize really on Doha. I think that's really the crucial failing for EM right now, is that Doha has been consistently shut down, caught out at moments that are so important in the swing of the map, and this has put them in a position where if they're not getting that consistent EMP value, if they're not getting that consistent value from Doha, then they're not finding any frags, they're not finding any value in the way they're playing.
No, not in the least. And it's kind of interesting as well, because you think about when EM was at their peak, it was when you run 3-2-1, the counter 3-3, Doha's building EMP constantly, and you're playing a really good back and forth, and throw all that out the window. That's not the game we're playing anymore. It just isn't. And the meta, even within the pre-222 world, it's changed heavily.
It's changed significantly in such a fashion that seems like EM have even lost their quintessential style, or at least lost their grasp on it, because they're really playing a lot of the similar ways they played before, but just getting consistently punished for it now. RunAway not giving the space, always looking for that isolation on a Doha in particular.
So now if EM is going to bring this back, if they're going to force a map 5, which would work out quite well for them, well, they're going to need to show something different here on Escort. And Havana, I mean, kind of difficult. You want to talk about Escort maps that really favor a team that's good at setup plays, good at just having solid defenses in a more setup fashion. Well, Havana.
It is open and wide enough to where you can definitely look for flanks in that poke that EM likes to do, especially with Doha on the Sombra. But also, it's that RunAway's just not going to give them any space. RunAway, when they're on their defense, are going to hold at the spawn doors. When on second, they're going to hold very close to the choke over the card is if they can. I think that for EM also, that since they've been so focused on a Sombra-centric oppositions for them, is that they might need to adjust themselves, because also RunAway is really going to has shown some flexibility, and the fact that where they can move Yaki and Hisu to some of those heroes, especially like a double sniper if they wanted, and EM just has not shown that yet. It's at least the flexibility where they can actually capitalize on it.
Well, this is going to be their final opportunity, where again, playoffs not necessarily at stake, but good seeding in the playoffs, definitely in contention here. And EM going to be on the defense first here versus RunAway, and they're going to be running with, again, the Doomfist Pharah setup. And I think one thing we've seen here so far is that Doha is a master at Sombra in particular. I don't know if that's really transferred over to Doomfist, at least not in this series.
They're holding close to these doors with this composition. Sparkle and Unique are going to be floating above, just shooting the backs of RunAway. Looking for value, but already just finding one with the hook. Sparkle down.
That looked so easy, and yet it was such a difficult hook on the other side. The father is there. And look at RunAway, though, off the other end. 4 people stuck with Bionade, Hisu down. And EM still maintaining pressure here, despite what was a pretty tough opening.
now that Hisu and Nisha are down, a lot of the healing, a lot of the finishing power for RunAway is off, so EM don't have to feel nearly as afraid, especially Doha when he commits to that backline. But now Hisu is back, finds 2, and this is going to be the break for that first.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is the spawn is right there, and losing Sparkle that early just really hurt their ability to keep up solid poke to keep RunAway and spawn, which is kind of the crux of that sort of setup.
So RunAway, they are getting close to the Matrix. They also have Yaki on this maze, so close to the Blizzard here, which is going to be so important for EM coming out here and actually getting a test on the cart. Doha, though, does have that ult. He'll be probably using it to zone the backline.
Shield War's been going so much better here for RunAway. Now QQ dropping the whole hog, looking for Risa on the other end. MCD, though, with 2, the flanking Ana. Making things work here. EM still very much in this fight. It is RunAway. Stays in and around the payload. Sparkle room to work with, and RunAway now going to get picked off a bit.
It is just QOQ and Mag who are now going to be finished. Yaki behind, going to be going down very soon after. And now EM, they've reestablished here on the point. They've stopped the cart on this hill, right around the bin. RunAway, it's a question of, do they get off this hog setup? And I feel like they should into this. I feel like they definitely should into the hog Pharah. Or rather into the Doom Pharah, because of the fact that they can't do anything about Sparkle. No. Not unless they consistently get hooks, but that's a tough ass. That's a very tough ass for QQ to consistently get those hooks. And
Sparkle can actually just stay out of hook range too. I mean, the first hook was really hard hook to hit. I don't blame him for getting hit, but now he's just saying, I can stay at an area where you can't land a hook on me. And so far, that's what we're seeing. RunAway trying to push over in the payload, but the Rockets have been really delaying their approach here so far. Hisu, Deadeye. And the back slept. EM just continuing an iron defense. All took. Putting Risa in a bad spot, able to fortify it away.
Yeah, but it's just the Matrix there for Hanbin. No, Doha will go down, so no Doha on the fight. And Hanbin is demeched. So RunAway, they managed to break this for right now as the barrage comes out for Sparkle. Cleaned up very quickly, and I don't think EM can even recontest.
I would not think so here, and if they tried, it would be a bad idea anyways. Just not the most advantageous area to try and move out on the recontest. And also, EM's really drained going into point B here. RunAway, not only are they going to get decent positioning, but I think the next fight has a chance of going quite poorly for EM.
EM making a full swap here into going that Sombra Doomfist comp with the Rein Zarya. So they want to take these fights very aggressively into RunAway. They know they have a lot of health, they have a lot of barrier presence. And especially if they can set up EMPs, but Sparkle already getting caught, getting hooked. QOQ finding consistent value with these ult hooks.
Really nicely set up by RunAway there. They're going to keep the momentum going through on point B. And EM right now just paying the ult tax of swapping. And it's a rough time to pay it given where RunAway is set up. And I mean, next fight, it's going to get icy. There's several really good areas to drop the Blizzard.
The Blizzard is just going to be the deciding factor here for RunAway. I mean, they still have plenty of ults beside it, but the Blizzard is just such a good ult here against the Rein Zarya comp that has to contest the point.
Well, they nano Sparkle. They let Sparkle fly into the back. But he just goes into the back. The rest of RunAway goes, okay, we're going to stay at the payload supercharger. That's fine. Nano, long gone. And RunAway just keeping up really good momentum.
EM still not close to any ults at all. They used their only ult there with that Nano, hoping Sparkle was going to be able to get more, but he doesn't. And he's hooked there at the end. There's the whole hop for QOQ. Just trying to deny the zone here.
EM is looking lost.
They're looking more than lost, I would say. They're just gone. They're getting rolled, realistically.
There's nothing more to say here. This is just a complete collapse from Element Mystic. They haven't been able to get anything going. RunAway, it's not that RunAway's been even doing anything exceptional, they've just been playing solid. And EM just can't get anything going.
And I think it's sort of a microcosm of just their play in that they're so dependent on this Sombra Doom composition or the Sombra Goats composition that against this 2-2 where Orisa Hog are finding these constant picks, and now they've swapped Hisu to the Hanzo.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What is that shot from Hisu?
Sparkle?
That is insane. Long range through the gap. That's how you know it's not your day. If you're EM, you're just like, all right, I'm done.
It's also so hard for Doha to get consistent poke here on the Sombra. It takes so long to get around these Orisa shields when you always have to watch for QOQ and Hisu. Constantly hunted is Gangnam Jin now going to find Doha. There's no EMP.
Anything and everything that could be going wrong for EM here in this fourth map is happening. This is brutal, is what we're witnessing.
Finally, EM should have one fight here. They have three. They're gonna have 4 ults, 4 of the most impactful ults. They're gonna have the Shatter, Grab, EMP. This should finally be the fight that they take.
No. Sparkle almost got picked. That was so dangerous. Dragon Strike. We dropped right down the middle. But as to your point, EM was working with the big ult advantage. They used the EMP to set the stage. And finally, the bleeding stops. But the question is, for how long?
Yaki getting picked off there last, and now they removed the Trescendents from the field for RunAway. So Hanbin in this next fight is going to be really what EM wants to set up. If they can just only use Grab, win the fight decisively from the Grab, farm another EMP, then they're actually in position to hold this last point.
Minute 30 left, and I fully agree. I mean, especially given the advantages of playing last point here. Sparkle moving on in, looking for the immediate Zen pick. Gonna get it! Nice twofer for Sparkle. He gets to save the Meteor Strike. Oh, okay, ends up falling, and
they still need to win the fight, though, ZP.
Yeah,
the Supercharger's out!
Yeah, it started out well, and now it's going a lot less than well. They're gonna pull this back. Sparkle's gonna have a chance to get back over, still has a Meteor Strike, but now they gotta touch point. This is the last time you want to see C9. It's gonna be up to Hanbin to move back over. Gangnam Jin already down. EM moving forward. Sparkle and Meteor Strike just gonna adjust back over, and they've gotten RunAway off the point. And I think the danger to a degree is past, but that got real scary for a moment.
Now QO2 will be going down a little late. Well, it should be going down. Finished off, and Hanbin still doesn't use Grab either. And when Gangnam is swapping onto the Ana, means that they have no trance. They won't have that for the following fight. It is last fight now for RunAway, and they swap QO2 onto the Diva, hoping they're gonna eat this Grab. Yaki with the Blizzard. They get this Blizzard to isolate someone early from EM. There's still a very good potential for RunAway to win the fight, but this EMP Grab is such a strong combination.
EM looking to hold on, give themselves the best chance of bringing this forward to map 5. Yeah, Hisu's down immediately. That's really tough. He swapped the map early. Blizzard down. Yaki in a rough spot. The Graviton from behind. Doha there in the cleanup. And EM looking increasingly likely that they've held this here. On point C. QQ though, with 2. Keeping some hope alive. It's still looking pretty grim for RunAway. Hisu back on over. RunAway now playing for the miracle. It's not the cleanest of team fights, but still some of the payload. Hoping the Tracer can bring it back around. LEGDAY gone though, punched right in the mouth. Around. Yaki though, back in here, RunAway. He's gonna get more and more people here on the point. EM gonna drop the bear in response, mag down. And with Hisu falling, that's it. Hero potential is gone. So EM keeps a reasonable win condition in their back pocket, but getting the point C in Havana, not always easy.
Havana, one of those maps where I think it's sort of going down in infamy, much like Dorado, where it's a miracle to cap last, especially if you cap it with time. But Havana could be a map where it's so tough to push, and you have to have very good win conditions. See some of this fancy footwork for Yaki there on the Mei, where not only does he dodge the EMP instead of the Blizzard, but he also uses the wall to try to keep himself alive as long as possible. But it doesn't matter at the end because Hanbin stays alive this entire fight. He has high energy, is healthy, and that was once the fight breaks down, you have a Zarya that has relatively good energy. It's tough for RunAway when they're already down players to win it.
Now we move over to EM's attack. And what is at stake here is bringing this into a map 5 and potentially much better playoff seed as we get down to the wire here as our playoff picture truly takes form.
Now EM, by turning around this hold, have given themselves position to bring it to map 5. As you talked about, they've given themselves a win condition. It is definitely achievable for them.
And if we go to map 5, I think EM's favored. I think EM takes a series. So this is do or die for RunAway, where even though you might have tuned in at map 2 and you go, oh, RunAway's been rolling. No, I think map 5 would be intensely bad for RunAway, given the relative strengths of the two teams on control. So they must finish here, or they likely lose the series.
So RunAway going to be running a very similar composition they were playing on the offense, where they run this Orisa Hog. A lot of halt hook combos going to be possible, and they have this Mei McCree. So they have some flexibility to deal with Paras, to deal with Dooms. They also have some of that anti-dive hero with Yaki on the Mei. He can freeze the dive, he can isolate players.
So, both teams trying up Hook right now. Hook and bringing the Ana. Nicely timed Zarya shield. Keeps the Ana in the fray. As EM looks to move it on forward. Sparkle with one already. And Mag being down is a really big early pickoff. It hurts particularly Hisu. How's Hisu going to stay alive here? And the answer is, he's not.
Yeah, they're all going to be going down very shortly afterwards. It removes so much from the field where you get rid of that barrier, get rid of the halt as well. So that QOQ now going to have to land the hooks on his own. So EM rolling over that first fight, playing the angles very well. Sparkle on that Doomfist.
I don't like this far swap
at
at all.
No, I think if they can get out in time, the hitbox is high enough to where it can make sense. But it's still, you have to get out. You actually have to make it onto this point. And the rest of your ground team, though, your tanks, they're going to get run over by EM.
So they've just barely gotten out in time. The positioning, not ideal, but there is a chance it works. Again, high risk, high reward swap here from RunAway. And oh no, Yaki barely able to take that MCD in the back. Meanwhile, though, Sparkle's in the front. Hisu out of the fight. Not a lot of pressure here on Sparkle. Moving on forward. Mag just sees inevitability staring him in the face. But able to get healed back up. Not down just yet. Sparkle going off the other side, looking for Ana. Gangnam Jin down. RunAway, though, able to coalesce around Yaki here. Yaki doing decent work in the forest. So the far gambit, which would have been really bad if they couldn't get out in time, ends up working out. Just barely.
They did use the supercharger there in the end. RunAway investing that ult. Won't happen for the following fight. But their gambit did indeed work out, and they make it out in time. Their tanks survived long enough. That was for EM, they needed to get rid of those tanks sooner. QOQ, Mag, they both had to be cleaned up, so then Sparkle and Doha could run free, but they just were not able to get them out off that cart soon enough.
Now the key here for RunAway is that EMP is on the way. How do you protect Yaki when the EMP comes out?
He's really engaged with Sparkle on the Nano. Can he be the one to remove that backline? It looks like he's not having success so far.
You take down Doha before the EMP comes out. However, Sparkle on a rampage back the other way. The front line of RunAway completely decimated by the Nano Doom just leading the way in. Yaki, though, still annoyingly alive in the back. The one piece that hasn't been dealt with. EM should be focusing here on the payload, but now you have Hammond around, keeping the payload right where it is, buying Yaki more time to land rocket after rocket over the top. Sparkle moving around, meteor strike up and over, and they just have to clear out the payload, but you see RunAway continuing to stream back in.
Yaki, he's doing so much on this Pharah. He's still uncontested. He's just flying around getting healed by Gangnam Jin. They still have not dealt with him at all. Finally, he will go down. It looks like it finally will be the flip now with Alpha investing the shatter here.
Look at this delay!
What a torturous push.
RunAway just continuing to run out and drain the clock,
Yaki's Pharah is impressive. It is scary at times. I mean, he's hitting great shots. He's not overcommitting. He's not getting caught out. And he's just playing out of the line of sight, or at least above the effective range from this Mystic Cop, because when they're running Doom Sovereign with their Diva, it's only MCD that can effectively contest them.
And you have to swap here off the far to May. Now, if EM gets to the point 3, I think the far comes back out.
Now EM, they've moved down to this high ground. Hanbin about to have this grab. And with that grab Nano, they can set up the grab, put the Nano to Alpha, and have him just clean up, or Sparkle, either way. But they need to set up this fast for EM because Hisu's about to have EMP.
RunAway moving forward. Hisu gets EMP mid-fight. Ends up porting a little bit further back. And okay, this is a little bit rough, EM. A bit split. They drop the bomb for cover. And the bomb! A little bit aid from QOQ. Gonna get Hanbin down early. Hack on the Sparkle. Nowhere to go after that. And not only does RunAway take the fight, but they get to save the EMP as well. That's a boon, and they get better positions. Yaki just cleans up the scraps.
Yaki getting close to Blizzard. Yaki gonna have Blizzard for this fight. EM now, they're gonna have to worry about this Blizzard pressure as well, because once Sparkle and Doha, even if they commit to the back line, the Blizzard can just come out and freeze their entire front line. You can just remove any of the follow-up there for their EMP for Sparkle, who also will commit his ult into that back. So, RunAway now, gonna play split, gonna look to put up their EMP first, more than likely.
RunAway in a really good spot here. Only a minute 45 left here for EM. Hisu's EMP, the most important ult to set the tone of this fight. RunAway biding their time right now. EMP coming out first from Doha, off on the other side. Gangnam Jin down immediately. Sparkle, though, gives his life for it. Still winnable. Barrier used. Now, Blizzard back onto the point. RunAway looking to delay. Yaki still alive. Freezes him out. And RunAway continuing to stymie EM here. And EM's going to be down to one final attempt.
Mag is 24 HP. Gonna get cleaned up though from
Mag got
Doha.
caught.
Doha, I mean, he's playing the edge of the point. Sparkle's there as well. And now with no ults for RunAway besides this upcoming Nano, it means that there's a real chance for EM to bring this back, but it's just so chaotic. They need to regroup. They need to get point pressure.
Mag swapping over to the Winston now. For a little bit of extra delay, a little bit more pressure potentially. The dive in with QOQ. And they have the Nano, and they're immediately getting Nano, and I think it went on to Mag. Non-camera shot right now, we don't quite see where it is. He got slept! He got slept while nanoed on the other side! Sparkle able to get Gangnam Jin! EMP though, out onto EM. The EMP strikes him all from the back. It's a good EMP from Hisu, and the fall through is there!
The EMP making sure that they could not clean up those frags on point. If that EMP does not come out, it was all EM favored. Alpha, still healthy, still has that shield in position to maybe fight on point, but EM, they're now having to regroup. Hanma going to this Diva. Doha has the EMP up. And now knowing that there's no defensive ults, there's no Blizzard just yet for RunAway, EM, they're going to have to just walk in here, commit, take the fight to point, probably force RunAway to drop the cart and then EMP.
They need a good EMP, they're about to have nails. Sparkle though can't fall, Sparkle gets so low before the EMP is even invested. Gets hacked on the other side, Sparkle under real heavy pressure here. EM trying to set up, make the space for Doha and his EMP. Sparkle though, catches Lee Jae Gone with the right hook. Boot gets the Nano. 6 on 5 for EM. They're still holding on to the EMP. They really want to save it for the next point, but no, they gotta go. They drop the EMP. Fight not won here just yet. Mag dominating on the payload, ends up falling. And EM having to expend a lot to get in the point C, but they're still alive, and that's what counts. 1:25 left.
EM are just unbelievably chaotic. They're unbelievably split a lot of these times in these fights. They still don't seem to have a clear plan other than Sparkle goes in and then hopefully we win the fight. They're not really coalescing towards a single objective. They're not having very good focus fire either. And RunAway, they're playing so split and playing these angles so well that it means that the whole Sparkle goes in and we win the fight strategy is not working out.
Sparkle got hacked again early. Down he goes. And off that, even more time going to be bought by RunAway. Really get hacked from Hisu. Okay, they're going to drop the Blizzard here. I don't think they needed to. They dropped Blizzard and beat RunAway. It's a really heavy committal. When there's still another fight left to go, this could be beneficial to EM.
Hisu does have EMP though, but with EM holding on to both support ults, means that all they have to do is play split from this EMP, and even if they drop it, they'll be fine in the coming fight. Hanma building cultural grab, so definitely investing that Blizzard, I think, is very much in the favor of EM.
Meanwhile, RunAway, they're going to be banking on Hisu to set things up here. As a good vantage point for EMP. Alpha getting super low. This would be a good time to break the shield. Drops the EMP. But the barrier, that's such a well-timed barrier. In from Unique, keeps EM in the fight. RunAway, you're in trouble.
And the barrier plus the nano onto Sparkle earlier means that even though he's frozen in the corner, EMP'd, means that he survives through all of that aggression. And now, EM, they saved onto their two most important ults. Grab an EMP. RunAway, they'll have nano.
So bad for RunAway.
It's on QOQ here. So much of this fight is going to be on QOQ, whether it's the great defensive bomb or eating the grab. If either of these ults are able to find value, it could be the end.
QOQ's going to need just an incredible defensive bomb. Meanwhile, Hanbin holding back with the grab. Doha with the EMP. Everything's looking Element Mystic right here now. The bomb is out, right to back. Nano Ryan in on the payload, but it's not enough. QOQ gets caught. Can't get back in the mech. Lee Jae Gone, Hisu stuck in the grab, and EM, they're not done yet. They're moving on forward, RunAway. Down to their final three. Yaki, the last man standing, has Ice Block and drop a Blizzard. Emergency Hammond gonna be swapped to here. Sparkle, though, does not care. Blizzard, though, on the point. Buys a little bit of time. Hammond moving over. This is almost mission impossible here for RunAway. I don't think they can really stall it any longer. The Shatter comes in and out. Mag off the point. Meteor Strike, down we go. And guess what? Map 5 is in the cards.
Despite the chaos of first and second points for EM, we can trace back that push really to the overcommittal Blizzard for Yaki. Yaki, when his team gets shattered, he drops the Blizzard, allows EM to come out of the spawn. They invest that nano onto Sparkle, and that time the strategy works out because Hisu drops a solo EMP. Well, not really a solo, catch one more, but essentially the plan was, okay, we kill Sparkle really fast with this EMP, and we remove both nano and Sparkle from the fight. But then they still have beat. So then because they have no ults.
On top of it, why is RunAway using 3 ults when they had an early pickoff? Sparkle died super early to start that fight, and they're just like, 6 on 5. Better use 3 ults.
It's just the power. It's just the power of ult economy there, or the lack of it there for RunAway. I think that they really just lost their control, lost their composure.
That just, it shouldn't happen. Why are you pressing Q in a fight that you already have such a huge advantage in? That's just like, you're violating core tenets of good Overwatch play. And usually, RunAway is better than that. Now, RunAway, I got news for you. You got to go in and fight EM on map 5 on control. This is what you want to avoid, and you don't get to avoid it anymore. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the finale right at you. And this is what a lot of people expected going into the series, just because it seems to happen a lot between these two teams. But the path has been weird. We're heading into map 5, and it has been dominance from EM to start the series, kind of folding over to RunAway from the next 2 maps, and RunAway just letting a golden advantage slip away, and that means they got to fight EM once more on control.
RunAway really just seemed like they just want to take it to map 5 versus EM. They want to have another iconic series here, again, to top off the regular season, because they were in firm control at that last fight of Havana, close to the doors, and they decided to commit ults in a situation where they were up. And now, because of it, EM, they get to move forward into map 5. They get to go back to control. And after what we saw in their first control, where EM, they seemed like someone that seemed like a lot better at that game mode, RunAway, they have to be feeling a little bit sweaty. I think they have to be feeling like, okay, well, we're going to have to shape up a lot.
Well, it's a double boom, right? Where it's, okay, now you have to play EM in a map mode that they've clearly been better on. That's number 1. Number 2 is that you have to mentally reconstitute yourself after you turned into throwaway in the last match. That's a tough ask. Every indicating factor here puts EM on a much better trajectory going into this final map.
And you've heard of RunAway, but have you heard of throwaway? Just the alternate dimension RunAway there, where sometimes they just come from the other side and they're just like, sometimes we win Contenders Korea, and other times we just throw away ults in a situation where there's no reason to.
Yep. Also, I have to say, like, during the break, chat goes, ZP's malding. You're right, I'm malding after seeing that. RunAway just threw away a perfectly winnable map, and now they have to run the gauntlet. Not the Overwatch tournament, but the actual gauntlet of EM on control. Good luck.
And remember, this is a series that's very important for the standings here for both these teams. The seedings are still being determined all the way into, still have 2 more weeks of Contenders Korea. So seedings are going to be very important moving into playoffs. And for both these teams that are so close overall in both their match scores and their map scores, that this could definitely change up how playoffs happen.
And this is the type of stuff as a team comes back to haunt you.
So EM RunAway now going to be rolling out here on Sanctum for Nepal. EM rolling out on their quintessential composition. They have the Hack Fist, the Doom Fist, the Sombra, Ryan Zarya. RunAway looking like they're going to have 3-3 with Mag on the Winston. I have to say, for Sanctum, I actually much prefer the Doom Fist and the Ryan comparatively to this Winston.
This particular round on Nepal is so good for Doomfist. There's just not enough areas to actually avoid Doomfist from moving on in. Sparkle working with a really big edge here. Ooh, that was close. That was close to 2 members of EM going off the edge, but instead, it's Gyokyo and Gangnam Jin off the other way. And it's going to be EM getting first control here on the Sanctum.
What a sleep from MCD, sending Gyokyo over. Sparkle just continuing to be the bully. Gonna get booped away, but that's first flip for EM. Now they can hold these doors aggressively. They can set up these constant engages as Doha just continues to poke. Gets through that EMP. 75 already. And now RunAway. They have to walk in through these chokes into the Ryan Zarya, into the Sparkle Doom with a Winston.
And then if they get past the Sparkle Doom, the EMP soon to be there. Now the Bionade to start with is good. It's going to force Sparkle out a little bit, but MCD able to heal back up. And RunAway. You're going to bring the swords at point. It's cute. It's 3-3, but guess what? There's EMP. Doha drops EMP on the other side. 3 immediately struck. And Mag finishing off Doha. Fantastic bash on the other side. Now, RunAway actually doing a decent job of fighting this back. Gangnam Jin able to take down Unique. So EMP or no, RunAway turns the tide of the fight. Sparkle, though, still a threat around the sides. Takes down 2. Meteor Strike still in progress. They lose control of the point. And, all right, sleep. Winston in his face. Sparkle's going to fall. So, really good job by RunAway to turn that one back around.
Gangnam getting a lot of value there. You see how RunAway, when they start pressuring towards that point, they knew Doha had EMP, so they played split. They played very split. Gangnam was able to play off on that side, continually get lots of value. Drops that nano late in the fight. Now RunAway, they've gotten the flip. They know how to play around this composition for EM once, because they're looking to just play really concave. Sort of just let them get to the point and then slowly poke them down.
Right now, moving on forward. Isu in the back, Routon up soon here for RunAway. We're about to equalize control right now. And this is actually pretty decent for RunAway to be in this fight. Sparkle down, the main threat is gone. The RunAway can just keep EM contained to a degree here. Move on forward. Shatter invested by Alpha, not going to do much of anything. And Mag just there to clean up. This is a really fortunate fight for RunAway.
Isu will get picked by Doha, but they still have no presence there at all. They have no presence on this point. When they go from this angle where they just drop into that lower room looking to contest the point, they're completely boxed in. It's a classic mistake where, especially against 3-3 with Mag on the Winston, where you can just tickle them wherever they go and get the poke. It's just nothing that EM could do right now. Now they're going to look to commit. They have grab, they have EMP. This is EM's fight to break, because if they lose this fight here, we're in last fight territory.
EM hang back towards that point. They need Doha to get a good EMP to set the stage here. Alpha already under a lot of pressure. Right now, they're just trying to force RunAway to head over to that point, trying to set Doha in the EMP. Doha's dead! Doha gets caught out with the EMP! It happens again. The Graviton's there. Mag's there for the fall through. And RunAway just cleaning things up what was looking like a really rough start. RunAway turning things around in their control game, and now it's EM on the hot seat.
See a little bit of contest still happening here for Unique. We're going down very, very soon. And Doha getting isolated with that EMP is just a story. I think it's a big story for this series, where you normally don't see that from Doha. You haven't seen it in the previous seasons, but we're seeing it constantly in this series.
Doha has been the storybook, picture perfect. This is what a Sombra should be. You know what isn't included in that storybook? Sombra's dying with EMP in a key fight. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen to Doha, but it's happening here. RunAway is punishing Doha in a way that usually doesn't happen.
And I have to say, EM, their strategy there of pressuring the point, I think is solid, but I don't know what Sparkle and Doha's plan was and what they're planning to work around them there when they went to the point. It's that, sure, they get there, but then now that Gangnam is sitting on the outside, Mag is constantly just poking you when you try to come through these doors. What was their setup from there? They need to get out. They need to blow out explosively onto the point and isolate someone, get a hack, get a punch, something, but nothing happened. They just sat there and died. So EM looking a little lost on Sanctum.
EM gonna need to pull it back together and hurry in. This is a really good stage for what RunAway has been solid at. Yaki on the Pharah, gonna have clear sight lines the entire time. EM, their best hope. They're gonna need to just win the front line. Actually, yeah, RunAway doesn't like it. They don't like running far here from the looks of it.
Well, no, I think they're playing hero chess. They're playing hero chess. Look, EM's going back to spawn at the same time, so now Yaki, now that he's forced EM to go back to spawn, he's gonna swap himself. We're seeing hero chess at work.
The game continues. The RunAway not going to be swapping Yaki back to far here. Instead, going to be staying on the Brigida. And they don't quite get the full free cap. EM was able to get there in time, but it comes at a cost. Alpha goes, you're no free cap, but also no fight win. You just sacrifice yourself in onto the point. So RunAway ends up holding on in the end, and EM, they're not in a tough spot.
So RunAway, they get first flip and first fight win, which is so important on control. EM gonna make some swaps, and then actually they're gonna put Hanbin onto the Brigida, Sparkle onto the Zarya now, and keep Doha on Sombra.
The pressure on the EM as they try and move back over. Mag at 78% gets caught. The Bionade from downtown. Gonna finish him off. No Winston here for RunAway, puts him in a much tougher position. EM just able to roll them right over, but doesn't come without a bit of the spoils of war for RunAway. Gonna be ending at 40% before it's all said and done. However, in terms of the alt washing machine, EMP is ready.
They're ready to put them in the cycle. It's ready to begin now. They've put the coin into the machine. Like, okay, let's get the tumble. Doha being so aggressive here. Looking actually like maybe he wanted to get them to try to drop that nano a little early. Maybe it's just sort of just how you force a transcendence. When they get the bubble, gonna get the back out now. RunAway, they have to get onto this point. It is EMP versus EMP, nano versus nano. so much of this is dependent on the setup for both these Sombras.
Well, Mag gonna be leaping to the back. Primal Rage built right on the leap in. Primal out. Meanwhile, the other way. Doha dropping the EMP. Hisu down. As a result, RunAway still dashing around. The EMP, though, has heavily disrupted their dive. Nice save by Doha to get himself back on after getting booped off. Meanwhile, look here, the Sparkle. The Graviton's built, and it's still EM in control of the point here. RunAway came close to flipping, but not quite. And they can even get to save the Graviton, so good ult control by EM. Keep themselves in it.
This is huge for EM. They traded out the EMPs. They forced Mag now to go into this Ryan, and they still held onto the grab. This is absolutely huge. It was a great nano usage there from MCD very early, keeping them in this fight. Doha had a much better counter EMP. Now RunAway down that control bank, having to re-enter. They have beat, but they need to save it for the grab, and they don't really want to use it early because Doha could be farming another EMP for all they know.
They can't escape the cycle. Even if they die quickly here, the grab, EMP is going to be up for the next fight. Doha under early pressure here to be able to back out. Sparkle, meanwhile, the watch. The Graviton coming in early. Nice speed out from Lee Gone. Bionate to the back, but beat still in progress. RunAway able to shrug off the worst of it. They're still pretty low, and the EMP comes out mid-fight. The finisher in from EM. And RunAway, I'm not sure they're going to have time for even to get back onto the point. No, not going to happen, 98%. We're going to round 3.
And even if they did have the time, it wouldn't matter because it's going to be one person staggering into all 6 members of El Mystic. So map 5, round 3 on Nepal. And I have to say, it was definitely a question for RunAway to run the Sombra Goats into the Sombra Goats Masters. Once again.
EM getting to fight on very friendly territory here. Now we're going to see swaps. And also, you want to talk... Neither of the teams really super comfortable running things like May Reaper on a consistent basis, but man, you want to talk about time to run it. Right here in the village. Instead, Yaki going to be going the Pharah, and I think for RunAway, they're putting a lot of eggs into the basket of winning first fight, because they'll win first fight, Yaki's going to have to swap.
Well, they could just play Hero Chest again as well, where they run out here, EM sees and said, okay, time to go back to spawn and swap, and that's exactly what they're doing. So look, EM now going to go back to spawn. They go back to spawn. They see this composition. They're going to make some changes. Now the question is, does RunAway play Hero Chest in return, or do they decide to keep Yaki on this Pharah? Because Pharah still, for teams that have to re-enter this point, is great.
Yeah. No, for now, Pharah is fine. Like, you've gotten the good defensive position that you want is Pharah, and Yaki's been really good about taking advantage of it. So this is all right, but they still haven't been able to take the point. In fact, okay, EM can't get to the point in time, but meanwhile, Gonghamton's down. Sparkle able to do some serious work into the back line, 5-on-5.
Though both the tanks for EM are down, there's not that meaty front line they need to just open up the space. And even though Lee Jae-Gong will down, so is Sparkle. So RunAway still holding on to this point, though they have no heals right now.
This is really good for RunAway. They can drag out this fight a little bit. A fight where it's going to take a while for EM to get back over and in. QQ getting onto the point here with Winston. Just pushing away EM, not giving up the point. And RunAway, even if they lose this next fight, the EMP is already invested. Yaki takes down Unique from it. And this is looking really good for RunAway.
They've got their healers have made it back to the nano now for MCD invested. You see Alpha, he's trying to get the isolation. Lee Jae-Gong down again. And now RunAway have made the flip, and I think that EMP from Hisu was a mistake. It catches 3 members, but they weren't in position to really clean it up. As Mag's now gonna have to get out using that primal, and EM,
they got swap Pharah.
They're in a really good position. They're in a really good ult position here. I think they should swap Pharah indeed, because you don't want to recontest the Pharah into this EMP, into the Tracer Sombra.
No, it's a terrible idea. I mean, all right, maybe get Barrage, maybe get Hero Barrage and turn it all wrong, but historically, it just doesn't work out most of the time. Look at Sparkle. Coming in off the flank, Pulse Bomb. Set up.
He went to a Moirai though. You're not going to win the 1v1 versus Moirai most of the time unless you are hitting some nutty shots.
Takes him one early, the barrage connects! MCD down! Staying on the Pharah, working out, but mostly because Mag was able to deal Doaz. He dies with the EMP again!
It's such an important pick there, but EM looking like they still want to commit. They dropped the bomb there. They don't find anyone. Alpha is down. Now EM, it would be foolish to commit any more ults. They really should just reset and die on point here. And Doha, he got hacked early by Hisu. Hisu is looking for Doha. They're actively looking to isolate him and remove him from the fight.
Doha has been hunted by RunAway this entire series, and the result is dying with EMP over and over again. And that's exactly what RunAway needs if they're going to steal map 5 away from EM here.
It's EMP versus EMP. Unique does have beat though. So EM, they have the tools in their toolkit if they want to survive. They could also take a dry fight, but I don't suggest it because take a dry fight, they feed a bunch of ults, and the control rate just continues to tick down.
Isu holding on to the EMP. RunAway in the driver's seat, potentially one fight away. EMP used early by Dawn. It's just used on Hisu. They just blow up the other Sombra. They don't have to worry about the EMP now, but RunAway should be able to delay this for a while, Avast.
They should definitely be. They have both tank ults. The Pharaoh Mercy still in the skybox. Ganam Jin's on Moirai, which means he's essentially undiveable without a coordinated effort.
And the bomb gets Doa. Doa falling, not going to be able to build another EMP on Hisu. Back to the fight. Mag finishing it off, and RunAway, they brought it back. 99%. Looking to finish off EM here and now. And RunAway, they take the series. They beat EM on one of their strongest game modes. And they redeem themselves for Havana here as they take map 5 in the series.
Honestly, for EM, what a disastrous push, I think, for them. They held on to the beat. They never used it because they were afraid, because they were like, okay, Hisu's gone. But then they die with beat. They die without using the beat, and Hisu's not in the fight. And so the whole point of the EMP was worthless. Sure, you could use the solo EMP to isolate Hisu, remove Hisu from the fight, and not have to worry about EMP. But if you're not going to use your advantages to ensure you get the cap, and you die with those ults, what was the point of it?
Well, the series was a roller coaster in unexpected ways. But man, the way it ended, I honestly think the storyline for me here between both teams having areas of execution errors, RunAway just having terrible ult coming at the very end of Havana. But in terms of the bright spots, RunAway hunted Doha in a way that normally hasn't been done. Because we've casted a lot of EM, and how many times do you look at EM and you go, oh yeah, Doha died with EMP. Just doesn't happen. And yet it happened a whole lot here in the series.
Yeah, I have to say that was really the biggest,